Two teams of 9 players each, one field, 4 bases, one big park, a noisy crowd, and as many runs as you can score is all it takes to play a baseball game. The most popular sport in the United States is a game full of strategies, where each player makes up an important part in the team. Whether it is a midfielder, a second baseman, a pitcher, or a catcher, they all have to keep an eye on whatever the batman is doing. I first started to know of baseball when I went to a game at the AT&T Park in San Francisco about 2 years ago to watch the Philadelphia Phillies against the San Francisco Giants. Ever since then, I have kept an eye on both the American National League playoffs and obviously the World Series as well. In my opinion, the best team is the Boston Red Sox, which I try to follow up whenever I can by watching the playoffs on television. I also think that because baseball is mostly played in the US, that its roots are within the North American culture. The truth of the matter is that baseball was derived from the English game of cricket a long time ago. Baseball was played for the first time in 1755 in London, England, and became an Olympic game in 1912. Baseball touched American land when it was brought by English and Irish immigrants. The success of the sport was such that by the late 19th century, it was recognized as a national sport in the US. Major League Baseball (MLB) is a tournament in the US which is divided into 2 leagues, the American League and the National League. The US champion is determined throughout playoffs, which then lead to the World Series. The World Series' most recent champions are the Philadelphia Phillies. Even though it is considered as an American sport, baseball is also played worldwide by other countries such as Canada, Cuba, Venezuela, Mexico, Taiwan, and in other Latin American countries. Baseball is not a difficult game to play. It mostly requires good strategy, concentration, and coordination of your side, hands, and feet. You need to run as fast as you can if you want to make it to a base. How do we play baseball? It all starts with 2 opposing teams. One team chooses a pitcher who stands in the middle of the diamond, and a catcher that is the one in charge of receiving the pitcher's balls in the home plate, usually the team captain. Then, positions are taken by the other 7 players in the 4 bases, plus the left, right, and center field. The rival team chooses batmen that are the ones in charge of stepping in front of the catcher and hit with a bat the ball, and then run to get to first base. If the ball goes outside into the areas where there are spectators, it is called a home run. If a home run is hit, then the player and their players that are positioned in the bases take a tour around them until they get to the home plate. This is when you score a run. If a batman does not hit the ball, it is either a ball or a strike. If the batter gets 3 strikes, he is out. When 3 players have been put out, it is the other team's turn to bat. The same batting a ball process is followed through 9 innings. At the end of the 9th inning, the team that has scored the most runs wins. The basic equipment needed for baseball is a helmet, a mitt, and a glove, and tennis shoes. If you are a catcher, you need a catcher's helmet with face guard. Normally, each one of the teams will have a uniform which has printed logo of the team's name in the front part and the player number with the player's name above it at the back. Some baseball legends include Hank Aaron, scoring the second best score of home runs throughout his career with 755. This record, however, was surpassed by the San Francisco Giants player Barry Bonds in 2007 when he scored 756. Bonds is the current record holder with 762 home runs under his name. His success is inherited, since Bonds' father was also a great player for the Giants, and where Barry got his inspiration from. So what is the recipe? Add speed and coordination to teamwork, plus a good quantity of strategy. Now that without it, you will not get the desired result. Mix it all together, and you get a player who does not play for the ball, who lets the ball play for him. Do you want to be that player?